Once again, Baker Mayfield wasn't holding back in an interview with GQ. Baker said he couldn't believe that the Giants took quarterback Daniel Jones, the 6th overall pick, and that it, quote, blows my mind. When asked about Baker's comments, Jones said, I'm not sure I would do it that way, but everyone's got a different way of doing things. We are now joined by Michael Rapaport. Michael, it is good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, so your reaction to this, to what Baker said about Jones?
Everybody has their way of doing things. Yeah, let me tell you something, Baker. Backtracking Baker, because then he backtracked.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a nickname, so we got a backtracking Baker. Don't speak about my quarterback. Don't speak about my backup quarterback, okay? You haven't won anything significant in the NFL. You won 6 games last year versus teams. The great Colin Cowherd, he broke it down in detail. I saw it. It was gorgeous. He's done nothing. Okay, these guys think that being relevant on social media, they think that being talked about all the time equals football wins. You're talking about a rookie quarterback that hasn't taken a snap. Do you have no bro code? Do you have no QB code? Where's your class? Listen, all that'll fly in Cleveland. Okay, and I know you taught yourself how to Millie rock. I was the white guy that could dance. That don't equal football wins.
No.
Okay, you're crotch grabbing, you're doing all this. I like my quarterbacks to be workmanlike. You look at the last 10 quarterbacks: Tom Brady, Russell, Peyton, Nick Foles, Flacco, Eli. Boring. I don't know what this guy thinks is going to happen. If I was Baker Mayfield, I would worry about Odell being Odell, because that's going to backfire on him. You want to love Odell and let Odell be Odell? Talk to me in week 4. And also, I would worry about trying to get a good meal in Cleveland without catching salmonella poison like I caught when we were out there for the finals. Okay?
Did you really?
Yeah, that happened to me out in Cleveland. Okay, when we were out there, what happened?
What was it, like sushi? Or?
Yeah, it was I shouldn't have had sushi in Cleveland. Okay, I caught a little salmonella poison. So this guy, I don't know what he thinks he's done, and I don't know what they think they could do. I could tell you one thing right now: the Cleveland Browns, they're not winning the Super Bowl. I think they think because they have all this talent and they have all the cool kids and they all have fancy haircuts and they all get Supreme exclusive backpacks and it's Supreme exclusive sweatshirts, that means they're going to win. That doesn't mean you're going to win football games.
Yeah.
So you got to keep our quarterback out of your mouth. I don't know why these guys in Cleveland are so obsessed with the New York Giants. We're talking about a storied franchise. We have rings and things. You have 0 rings and things. And I'll tell you something, LeBron James ain't coming in the door to play tight end for them, okay? So just because LeBron James took the monkey off the Cavaliers' back, you're still the Cleveland Browns. You left in the darkness of night to go to, where did they go? To Baltimore.
Yep.
In the middle of the night. Okay, we don't forget these things. So don't disrespect Arsenio Hall, Don King, and the great Bobby Womack. These are Cleveland staples. You're not a Cleveland staple. I don't like it.
One other question is, what he said, was it not true? Did it not ring of truth about Daniel Jones?
I was on this show, okay, when Daniel Jones, the only person from Duke that we weren't thinking about as New Yorkers, got picked. I was on this show. I was questioning it. Okay, but we'll deal with our things in-house. and I just don't understand, in all seriousness, I don't understand how a quarterback who's a walk-on, who considers himself an underdog and carries himself as an underdog, would disrespect another quarterback. Yep. And you know all these guys, they all go to these quarterback camps in high school. It has to be something personal about that. Worry about yourself. You've done nothing. Why, like seriously, like bro code, quarterback code. Why are you talking about another quarterback? Like, you don't hear that from the greats like Aaron Rodgers. You don't hear that from the greats like Tom Brady. They're not talking. They would never do that. And it's just, to me, it's just, why would you do that? Don't worry about him. Worry about yourself. Worry about your mustache. Worry about learning some new dances. Worry about being the class clown. He likes to be the class clown. He likes that attention. Class clowns don't win Super Bowls. I like rings and things.
Go ahead, Skip.
No, you can go.
No, I'll let you go. Let you go.
Because we're all in agreement here. Ginny, too. Jump on him.
Hey, I'm 50-50. You go, Skip.
Jenny and I are big Baker Mayfield fans, but I think I can speak for Jenny when I say we had some problems with especially the backtrack, because what he said to me rang true. What he said, I believe, came out of his mouth. But
Yes,
what
he
he
did.
said, I assume he thought was off the record or that the interview hadn't quite started yet because it was written in the story that he just glanced up at a TV monitor and on SportsCenter saw, oh, they're doing a Daniel Jones thing. And he just blurts out the immortal, I cannot believe the Giants took Daniel Jones, blows my mind. Do I believe he said that? I went to 99.9%. I believe he said that.
It wasn't just made up.
No, because it's hard to make up that kind of quote. And why would you fabricate that? And I know the writer just because I knew him when he was in college. I'm Clay Skipper, went to my school, Vanderbilt. And he is a sharp young man. And I just don't believe he's going to make that quote up. I do believe that Baker got caught. And then he took a lot of flack from, maybe it went all the way to his owner. Maybe his owner made a little phone call and said, we just can't. You're our franchise quarterback. That's
or at
a
least
bad
John
look.
Dorsey, because John Dorsey's
Maybe
a football
John Dorsey.
guy.
He's a football guy.
Yeah.
That is true. But as Shannon said, at some point you have to learn there are certain things you just cannot say. And it came across as so harshly disrespectful to a kid who doesn't deserve that. He's taken enough abuse from the New York media.
Right.
New
We
York
pounded
fans.
on him ourselves.
Yeah, you can criticize your own, but don't let Baker criticize.
Another quarterback.
Yeah, another quarterback from a distance that came completely out of the blue, and yet then he's talking about how you draft quarterbacks, and I agree with his premise. Either you have a history of winning and being that guy for your team or you don't. Daniel Jones did not have that history of being that guy.
Right.
I watched 2 Duke games last year, and I don't even remember Daniel Jones playing. And if you'd asked me after the game, will he get drafted? I don't know, maybe in the 7th round, but not with the 6th overall pick. I fell off my chair when that happened, and I think you did too.
Came here and fell off my chair.
Yeah.
Right?
Hurt my back.
My
doing
thing
it.
is, but by Baker saying that, what does he get out of this, Skip? What does he get?
I don't think he was trying to get anything. I think he just blurted. He was just being a guy talking to a guy.
But did he actually think people? I mean, and there are some that are like, oh, that's Baker being Baker, and he's right, blah blah. But as a quarterback of a franchise, to talk so harshly about a current quarterback, whether he's starting or it doesn't matter. Like I said, there's some conversation that Mike and we have off camera that we're never gonna have on camera, and that's okay. You live with that. But for a quarterback, Skip, now you know quarterbacks, these guys very seldom say anything anyway. They're normally just boring, just plain blank.
What I love about Baker
exactly.
Mayfield.
Yes.
But for him, I can't believe, why you care? You quarterback the Cleveland Browns. Why do you care? That should be like, man, I'm glad they took him, so at least when we play the Giants, we got some wins. That should be your mindset. Okay. You don't have to say that. I just, at some point in time, this Baker being Baker, when does he grow up? When does he be a professional? You want your face of your franchise. What face of a company you want behaving like this? I just want to know the face of your company you want to behave like that, Skip.
Okay, but there's a part of Baker I don't want to grow up. The part who's pointing at Hugh Jackson on the sideline, like that's for you. You know, after he left, obviously he got fired in Cleveland, went to Cincinnati, right?
Man.
Okay. Let me tell you, I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan, and I was harsh on Hugh Jackson. Yo, you just don't. He didn't. How do you have no history with this team? Like you're pointing at another coach. It's a long and winding road. This NFL journey, and it's short at this journey. So he's pointing at another coach. He didn't do anything to him. This guy. Listen. Everybody has their bumps and bruises. Cam Newton took them all the way to the Super Bowl. They haven't been back. Everybody, and it's a short window. I don't know what these guys think in their head. They need to start speaking to the OGs. They need to start speaking to the veterans, the James Harrisons, and pulling their coat and talking to them to get some clarity. Because
but they don't want. They want guys that tell them what they want to hear, and a lot of times
supreme exclusives. That's not
they tell them what they want to hear. But this is. He didn't need to do this. I don't see the benefit of it. And like you said, Skip, maybe he got caught up in the moment. He looked up there and maybe he didn't think the guy. But if you're giving an interview, you gotta assume that everything that you say, and especially a current quarterback, say something so harshly.
If Baker has a beef with somebody, I'm good with it. He had a beef with you because I told you should have started him from game 1. So that started the beef. He had a beef with the Kansas Jayhawks that day. Were you at that game?
I wasn't.
No, you weren't at you weren't at the game.
Not at that one.
But remember, they wouldn't shake his. He extended his hand after the coin toss, and they wouldn't shake his hand. So he ends up grabbing his crotch after they're just wiping him out. Like, take that.
Right.
Okay. I get where that's coming from. he had a beef with Cliff Kingsbury because Cliff turned on him, and so if they play, I don't even know if they play Arizona, but just watch what happens because he's going to have it in for Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, now the New York Giants fans have a beef with him. And
They
don't
do,
back up. Don't backpedal.
But there was no beef that I know of with Daniel Jones.
No. Well, he started
it that way.
I heard. I'm not going to confirm or deny. I heard that maybe at a quarterback camp, handsome Daniel Jones might have swooped in and taken one of his girlfriends. I don't know if that's true in high school. I'm not confirming or denying that. I heard that it could have been something back then. But this is all petty. I'm just saying, all the beer chugging and all the Millie rocking, that's cute in Cleveland, okay? Anything is cute.
I will give you that he has got a lot more to prove.
The standards are low in Cleveland. Okay, the fact that they were
Right
6
now
and 7,
they're real high.
they were
No, the expectations are high.
That's what I'm saying.
The standard ain't high.
No, 1-32 when they were 0-16. They had a parade. They had a celebration out there. Listen, this is Cleveland. Don't talk about the New York Giants and the New York Giants quarterbacks, okay? Worry about getting a good meal out there.
Jeez. I don't know if anyone in Cleveland watching is going to appreciate that. Mike, you did say Cleveland has all the cool kids, including Odell Beckham.
He's the coolest kid.
He said something interesting about your team, about the Giants shipping him off to
you
Cleveland.
love
Was he
Odell.
right about what he said? Discuss next.